Simon & Schuster Audio presents Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch, read by Rebekkah Ross. Prologue. You've had bad days before, right? You know, the ones where your alarm doesn't go off, your toast practically catches on fire, and you remember way too late that every article of clothing you own is soaking wet in the bottom of the washer. So then you go hurtling into school 15 minutes late, praying no one will notice that your hair looks like the Bride of Frankenstein's, but just as you slide into your desk, your teacher booms, "Running late today, Ms. Emerson?" and everyone looks at you and notices. I'm sure you've had those days. We all have. But what about really bad days? The kind that are so pumped up and awful that they chew up the things you care about just for the fun of spitting them back in your face. The day my mom told me about Howard fell firmly in the really bad category. But at the time, he was the least of my worries. It was 2 weeks into my sophomore year of high school, and my mom and I were driving home from her appointment. The car was silent except for a radio commercial narrated by 2 Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonators, and even though it was a hot day, I had goosebumps up and down my legs. Just that morning, I'd placed second at my first ever cross-country meet, and I couldn't believe how much that didn't matter anymore. Mom switched off the radio. "Lina, what are you feeling?" Her voice was calm, and when I looked at her, I teared up all over again. She was so pale and tiny. How had I not noticed how tiny she'd gotten? "I don't know," I said, trying to keep my voice even. "I feel like I'm in shock." She nodded, coming to a stop at a traffic light. The sun was doing its best to blind us, and I stared into it, my eyes scalding. This is the day that changes everything, I thought. From here on out, there will only be before and after today. My mom cleared her throat, and when I glanced at her, she straightened up like she had something important to tell me. "Lina, did I ever tell you about the time I was dared to swim in a fountain?" I whipped around. "What?" "Remember how I told you I spent a year studying in Florence? I was out photographing with my classmates, and it was such a hot day I thought I was going to..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?